Hey, it's Mark Lanier with your video thought for the day. Yes, this is Money Week. We might even, if we want to be alliterative, say musings on money. So, musings on money. What are we thinking about today? Well, the song that's going in my head is an old Pink Floyd song, Money. And in that song, which frankly I've never understood that much of, I do understand the beginning. It's a guy who's got his hands around money, and that money is like sticky. It's stuff he wants and needs. He says, "Money, get away. You get a good job with more pay, and then you're okay. Get the money." And he basically says, "Now you just keep your hands off of my money." And he's talking about how much the money means to him, and he's ready to buy a Learjet and all of this kind of stuff. And what it reminds me of is a very important passage that's buried in an Old Testament book called Ecclesiastes or Koholeth. The Old Testament book is one that's got some notoriety and fame because in it's that old bird song, to everything, turn, turn, there is a season, turn, turn. But that's back in chapter like 3. The passage that I'm talking about is a passage that talks about money that's found in Ecclesiastes chapter 5. Now, it's very insightful. By the way, the Hebrew word for money doesn't necessarily technically mean money in our sense, but kasef means silver. So it's the currency of exchange, if you will. But the passage then, if we translate kasef, silver, as money, the passage says in Ecclesiastes 5:10, whoever loves money will not be satisfied with money. Isn't that interesting? Whoever loves money will not be satisfied with money. Money, I guess if we were going to use more songs, Mick Jagger, the great poet of the 1960s and 70s from England, used to sing, I can't get no satisfaction. Well, he certainly couldn't, according to Ecclesiastes, in terms of being satisfied with money if he loves money. Now, the passage continues and says, nor he who loves wealth, whoever loves wealth, they're never satisfied with their income. It's just poof, a chasing after wind. It's vanity. To love money, to love your income is vanity. The writer says, when goods increase, they increase who eat them. Whatever you make, you're going to spend, or you're going to do something with, and there's no satisfaction if that's your drive, if that's your love. It's just not going to be there. I'm reminded of what Jesus said about money in the Sermon on the Mount. He says to spend your time and your energy seeking God and God's will and God's kingdom. And if we spend our time and energy there, our heart will be there. He says, but wherever you put your treasure, that's where you're going to find your heart. That's such a profound and true statement. Whatever we invest our time and our energy, our emotions, our intellect, wherever we invest that capital that we own as people, we'll find our emotional ties and our heart there as well. If your heart is not where you want it to be, look at how you're investing your money, your time. Focus on the love of money. The love of money will not satisfy you. So instead of, as you focus on the love of money, instead of loving the money, look for opportunities to use the money for something you rightly love. If we're using money for something we love instead of loving money, as long as our love is right, we'll have satisfaction. And that's your video thought for today.